Hello, Lions fans, and welcome. We're live here at Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, Alabama, doing a little site visit today with UNA and joining up with Huntsville CVB. And we're bringing you this episode of the Roar Down live from Huntsville. So that's a first for us. Mike Ezekiel joined by Grant Wakefield. Hopefully we'll get Benjamin Ray back next week. He is out this week, but we are joined by a special guest, Joel Lamb from Huntsville CVB Convention and Visitors Bureau. He heads up a lot of the sports things that happen here in Huntsville and has partnered a lot with UNA. Joel, thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us.
I'm excited to get the A team. We don't have Ben dragging us down. This is fantastic today.
Well, Grant's bringing me up, so that really helps. So we're glad to be here. We got a jam-packed show today. We're going to talk to some players back in Florence, but we got some big-time guests. Chris Allen's going to join us from Story Financial Partners, who's sponsoring the game. We got Ben Hamner, the general manager for football, who's going to give us a big-time insight into the program. But, Joel, let's start with you and just talking about how big it is to bring this game to Huntsville. We've had some other events over the years, the football game at Toyota Field. We've had some other things, some baseball games, cross-country, even softball that we participated in, beach volleyball. But to bring this football game is really special.
This is a great event, and I can't thank the team at UNA enough for working with us on bringing college football to Joe Davis Stadium. This was the home of the Huntsville Stars. Everybody's like, Joe Davis Stadium, that was a baseball field. Yes, it was a baseball field till the Stars left, and over the last 5 years, the city has renovated, turned it into a world-class soccer facility, flat field, rectangle field stadium. And so now we're able to take that, and we don't have to take out a pitching mound and walls and all that stuff. Hey, we can put a field on there this time. And so being able to create that experience here at Joe Davis Stadium and let this be our first college football game. And to a degree, this will also be the first Division I college football game ever at Joe Davis Stadium. So we're excited to bring UNA and Sanford here for the Story Financial Partners Bowl. Thanks to Chris and his team for partnering with us to make this happen. We can't do these events without partners like that. And having to kick off the college football season here in Huntsville is going to be really special for us.
And Joel, we kind of mentioned it downstairs just a moment ago, but UNA's been a lot of first with you guys as well. Just how special has the relationship been with the University of North Alabama and Huntsville?
Building partnerships like this is crucial to what we do on a day-to-day basis from a sports tourism standpoint, and the partnership with UNA has been fabulous. Being able to do our first college football game in a baseball park and the first college football game ever in Madison, that was really fun to do. Being able to do this, bring our first Division I game to Joe Davis Stadium, that's awesome. Being able to have, when we go after NCAA championships, we got to have a host school, and being able to use our friends at UNA to be that host school has been a fabulous partnership. We hosted the Division I cross-country regionals this past season. We'll host them again in 27. And so being able to have that partnership, it helps us, but it also gives us a little bit more gravitas when we're going after bids that they know, okay, hey, they're partnering with UNA. The guys at UNA know what they're doing. They have a great program. They have great leadership, and it helps us. It kind of moves our bids a little bit further up the totem pole in that aspect.
So such a great partnership between UNA and the city of Huntsville. August 29th, 6 o'clock kickoff, is that right?
Yes, sir.
6 o'clock kickoff, tickets available at roarlines.com. You can go to the schedule page. We'll have a ticket link, and we'll also put a link in the comments here if you're watching live on the Roar Down. But, Joel, we did our site visit today. You got to visit with Athletic Director Dr. Josh Looney, a lot of members of the team, broadcast, communications, operations, so much lockdown today. But for the fan perspective, when they get here, we're going to have the Lion Walk like usual, about a little less than 3 hours before the game. Just a great setup with it. Also, as you alluded to, being a soccer stadium, it's rectangular just like a football stadium, so fans, a lot of great sight lines. Just talk about what UNA fans can expect when they get here for the game.
We want it to be an event, not just a football game. And so tailgate lots will open 6 hours before kickoff. We're going to have some music and festivities out front of the main gate to kind of create that ambiance and kind of make it a little bit bigger than a normal regular season game. It's a special opportunity to host the season opener. But when you come into the stadium, we're up on the concourse level, so we've got some great viewpoints. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's a really unique setup because we're raised up on top of the lowest seat is still above the sideline. So it's not like there's a bad seat in the house. And so I think everybody, when they come here, is going to be pleasantly surprised with the aesthetics. And when we get the band in here and they're playing the fight song and UNA runs out of the end zone and Sanford's running across, it's going to be a really cool atmosphere. And I think it'll be really loud in here. Once the hotel's getting built across the street, so now the noise is going to get to kind of sit in the area a little bit more. So it'll be a fun night at the stadium.
And Joel, how special is it to have two in-state teams be a part of this ball game?
When we started going down this path and reaching out to Josh, and he's like, "Hey, we can play Sanford." I'm like, "Okay, done. Where do we sign? Let's go." Being able to create that in-state rivalry, helping foster that and build something new. Hey, if this works out well, then hey, let's look at growing this and making it an annual thing. Is that something we can look at? Or hey, is it an annual UNA game and maybe another Sanford comes back and does their own deal? But being able to have this as kind of that neutral site game, being able to start as a bowl game. We've got a group of people in town that really want to look at exploring a bowl game. Okay, this is a great opportunity for us to put our foot in the water and deliver a great experience. The one thing we put a tremendous amount of emphasis on is making sure everybody that comes, whether it's the players, the coaches, the fans, the officials, everybody has a great experience. And so that's our number one focus.
Once again, talking to Joel Lant from Huntsville Convention and Visitor Bureau, who handles a lot of the sports here in the city of Huntsville. Has been a great partner for UNA. Joel, we'll wrap up with this. Thank you again for joining us. But introduce us to our next guest and why he is so instrumental in this game coming to Huntsville.
Well, now you get to meet our good friend Chris Allen. And when I say good friend, I mean Chris is a fabulous friend of Huntsville. We don't do what we do from a Huntsville standpoint without partners like Chris, and what he and his team are doing at Story Financial Partners here, building their branch and building their brand here in the area. It's awesome to see his story is one of the continued growth of Huntsville. Chris is a Huntsville native, and is being able to having him here and growing his company here. That's what Huntsville's all about, and really being able to foster that and using this game as that jumping off point and a very visible jumping off point it's a tremendous opportunity. So Chris you're gonna love him, a legend in these parts from his athletic playing days. So we're excited. I'm excited y'all get to meet Chris, but he's fabulous, and what his team is building at Story Financial Partners is really special to watch.
Well, Joel, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for all you do for the city of Huntsville, for the city of Florence as well, and for the University of North Alabama. We're excited to partner with you. August 29th, we'll be right back here, Wicks Family Field at Joe Davis Stadium. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll introduce Chris Allen when we come back here on The Roar Down. to the Roar Down. We're live at Wicks Family Field, Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, Alabama. This will be the site for UNA's Week 0 game against Samford. It'll be the Story Financial Partners Bowl. Excited about that coming up here in August. We're joined by Story Financial Partner Market President Chris Allen. Chris, thank you for taking some time to join us today.
Man, so excited to be here, and just what a beautiful stadium and field that we have. The grass is so green. I'm ready for some football.
Well, we just finished talking to Joel Lamp. He was hyping you up a little bit and hyping up this game as it's two in-state teams playing the first Division I football game at this stadium, and now you get to be part of it as the presenting sponsor. Just talk about what piqued your interest in this game and the company for the visibility of this game.
Man, I tell you, Huntsville's such a special place. Joel mentioned I'm a native of Huntsville, grew up here, third generation in Huntsville, and to have events like this come to our city and to see kind of where it was. I mean, I was a bad boy for the Huntsville Stars when I was a kid in the stadium. So, I've been a part of this field and this site for a long time. And, having the opportunity to partner with Joel and UNA and Samford and to be able to bring something here that's a huge college football game. Week 0 right here to kick off the season. We'll have tailgating out there. We'll have things happening. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. And I think that our folks here in Huntsville are going to love it, and they're going to come out for it, and they're going to be a part of it. It's just something exciting. I mean, I tell you, it's football. Everything kind of starts kicking up around that time. It's late August. We're like, all right, let's get it going. Let's kick it off. This is a perfect opportunity to do that, and I think folks that may not be fans of either team, they want to come out and watch football. I mean, I think it's going to be great. But I mean, imagine if you're a Samford and UNA fan. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Samford and North Alabama. You have ties to both of them.
I do.
Walk us through those connections.
Yeah, so my wife, Samantha, graduated from UNA, and then my in-laws still live in Florence, and so we go over to the Shoals quite a bit and spend time. And then my mother graduated from Samford, so I'm right there in the middle, and I'm just happy to be a part of this with both schools. But I mean, I tell you, it's really cool, spending time with the coaches a few weeks ago at our kickoff lunch that we had. That was really cool, and to spend time with both universities, and just so grateful to have this opportunity. And Story Financial Partners is just very grateful to be presented with this and to be a part of it.
Yeah, we need to make sure to get you some purple so that you're
that's right.
I know your wife will be in purple.
That's right. She will.
She
will. And my mom will be in the Samford red, so I'll be right in the middle. I may just wear black. We'll be good. We'll be good.
There you go.
I'll wear my story colors.
There
we go.
It looks like the Story blue.
Yeah, we got the Story blue. Yeah, the Story blue. That's right.
Well, tell us your story about Story a little bit, because I believe this is the first branch in Huntsville.
Yeah, it is.
In Alabama.
It's our first location in the state of Alabama. So we're based out of Jackson, Mississippi. 25-year-old bank. Great community bank, boutique style that can go in and help clients and make sure you have a really good experience when you walk in the door. That's our goal. We want to tailor everything to our clients. We're not a big brand that'll come in and you just come one after the other. When you come in, our folks know you, and that's a huge deal. And so we want to make banking personal, and we pride ourselves on that. And our team here in Huntsville is just second to none. I mean, we're just tremendous. I'm so fortunate to have the folks that we have here, and our leadership in Jackson has been tremendous, and they've really invested in Huntsville as opportunities like this, and I'm grateful for that. I think that our future continues to be extremely positive, and we're excited to bring some of those folks from Jackson over here to experience this, and they're excited about it, and I think it's going to be really great.
Well, is it safe to say first bowl game or football game sponsorship?
This is it. This is the first one. Yeah, we're super excited about it. I tell you, it's a huge testament to both schools, UNA and Samford and Joel, presenting me this opportunity, and we've just been very fortunate to do that. I'm excited about it.
Well, and we'll wrap up with this. We were talking off air a little bit about just the partnership with Joel and the things that you've done with Huntsville, but also getting to partner with UNA and the respect you have on that side too. Just share some of those as well.
Josh does such a good job with that athletic department, and the leadership over at UNA is just so amazing. That was a no-brainer for us when we had that opportunity to partner with the athletic department. I've been to multiple different sporting events, be it football, basketball, baseball, throughout UNA with my ties to UNA, And, I have a great friend, Matthew Schmitz, who's a big UNA guy, and he and I went to Starkville, Mississippi, and saw UNA Mississippi State basketball this year. So, right. I'm just fortunate to have a lot of people around me that are big UNA supporters, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And Story Financial Partners is just so lucky to have that opportunity.
It's been a pleasure to have Chris Allen, Story Financial Partners Market President, presenting game sponsor for the Story Financial Partners Bowl between North Alabama and Samford, August 29th, right here at Joe Davis Stadium. We're so excited, and thank you for not only being a part of the game, but also being part of our show today.
Glad to do it. Thanks for the opportunity, guys.
All right, well, guys, we'll be right back. Lion fans, right here on the Roar Down. We're going to have Ben Hamner, the general manager of football, coming up next to give an insight on the Lions here on the Roar Down. The Roar Down. We're live at Wicks Family Field, Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm Mike Ezekiel, joined by Grant Wakefield, and soon we'll get Benjamin Ray back, but we got another Benjamin instead. The general manager of football for North Alabama, Ben Hamner. He enters his third season with the staff. Ben, thanks for taking time to join us.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all giving me the chance. This is a cool deal. I've always kind of grew up wanting to be on TV and then ended up going into football, so this is kind of a surreal moment a little bit.
Well, long-time listener, first-time guest, but you're doing a lot behind the scenes, so to pull you away from your busy schedule to even talk to you and get some insight is great for us. But let's just start here. Since we're in Huntsville, doing a little site visit today, a lot of UNA officials, Huntsville officials getting together to kind of map out how things are going to go. First of all, how excited are you for this game to be in Huntsville and just for this environment and how great it'll be for UNA?
Man, I think walking around today, you can kind of picture what it'll be like. I mean, it's crazy, the atmosphere that it'll be, how we're going to run out on the field. Like, football's almost back. Like, it's hard not to get goosebumps thinking about it. And, it's really, like, it's almost here. Like, you think about it, we start fall camp July 29th. We play here on, I think, August 28th. So
29th, yeah.
29th, so there we go. A day off. So we're ready to roll, man. It's exciting seeing this. It's a neutral site for both teams. It's right in between both, really, so I expect a good turnout and a good crowd.
Yeah, and Ben, from a logistical standpoint, I know you and Will Comer was asking some questions today about just the logistics of how it's going to be from from just coming over from Florence over here. What's from a football standpoint, logistically, what does it take to pull off a game like this?
You know, it takes a lot. You know, without Will, I wouldn't be able to do it. But, you know, you're trying to take into account getting all the players here, where the locker room's going to be, where the training room's going to be. How can we avoid both teams running into each other and causing some stuff before the game? You know, it's a lot. I mean, you got the video, you got the coach headset. So, but with Will and a lot of other students we have, man, they do a great job. And, it's going to be, seeing it today, it's going to be an easy setup. And, we're just excited to be here.
Yeah, you love to see that. It's going to be very fan-friendly, too. And as we're talking about this stadium, let's also transition to our new home venue, Bank Independence Stadium, which will come online September 19th. It's the home opener, and 6 home games, and include this one would be 7 in the North Alabama region. That's unprecedented. It's never happened in a regular season. We've had some playoff home games, but for a regular season to have 7 is a huge deal. But transitioning to Florence and what's going on at Bank Independence Stadium, how exciting is that? And with your involvement in recruiting, how has that helped recruiting?
Man, it's made a big impact. I mean, you look at the transfer portal class we signed. I don't think we signed that class without the people in our building and also what's right outside our building being built. You got the new weight room. You walk outside every day. You see the progress on the stadium. You see the field where you're going to walk out of the tunnel. Like, it's hard not to get excited to see that. And, I mean, we're just ready to roll. Like, as soon as we can get out there and practice, I mean, sooner the better. Driving every day to practice kind of gets a little old, but, you see the timeline on when you think it's going to be done, and the players keep asking. They're like, Coach, when are we going to be practicing on the new field? When's the turf going to be done? And so you just like, man, we're ready to roll. So, but it's going to be a nice facility. The weight room's going to be, state of the art, with the press box and the suites that we'll be able to use for team rooms will give us a big advantage. And it also helps self-recruiting because it's recruiting spaces we can use and stuff we haven't been able to do in the past, and it makes it a nicer experience for all the recruits that visit.
And Ben, it's your 3rd season in Florence. Walk us through kind of the changing roles you've had over the past 3 seasons.
So when I first came here, Coach Dearman kind of brought me on as just straight recruiting. And so that was kind of what I was used to. That's what I kind of worked on in Alabama. And then 2nd year, it's in more recruiting, camps, a little bit more director of football operations. And then this year, it's just full on everything off the field I've got my hand in. So from your rev share to your housing to your academics to anything player related, I'm getting a question about. I'm sure my phone sitting over there is going crazy right now, so I'm enjoying this break from it and all the calls. But no, I mean it's been good. I've learned a lot. When you go to a smaller school, at a school like bigger schools like Alabama and the SEC schools, a lot of people have individual jobs, and so your job is to do this one task. Well, the benefit of being at a smaller school, you learn everything. Like there's things now that I never would have learned at a different level, and it's given me a lot of impact on what I hope will help me in my career in the future. But I've loved every minute of it. I like staying busy, so it's been a good experience.
You're a Brooks High School graduate, and you played football there. You've kind of been in the area, so you really know the Shoals very well, and then went on to Alabama, as you talked about, worked in the football program during the Nick Saban era, and obviously Freddie Roach kind of came from there as well, kind of been a mentor to you, but now you're at UNA 3rd year, and to me, you kind of have the most interesting job with that general manager title and the landscaping NIL, and you hear a lot of students, I guess, in sport management, they say, oh man, I want to be a general manager. Well, you're getting to live that dream. Just talk about what that dream's been like and kind of how your ties at Alabama have helped you in this new role.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's something I wouldn't have dreamed of probably when I first started going to school at Alabama, because like I said, at first I was like, all right, I want to do TV. Reese Davis was kind of like from Muscle Shoals, so you see the TV side of it. And then started doing some writing classes. I was like, I don't like writing. So TV was off the charts. Freddie Roach was a Brooks guy. My family knew him. And so kind of got in with the football team there, did some recruiting stuff. And that kind of led me to where I am. And, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, I'd have been like, sure, we'll see. General manager sounds cool. I've always loved football. But it's been an unbelievable experience. Anybody that thinks that's what they want to do, I mean, you just got to put your head down and go to work. I mean, the opportunity's there. That general manager front office role in football has grown so much. I mean, you see on Twitter or on the news every day about somebody else signing a huge contract with whatever school. I mean, now there's people that strictly handle the money, and then now there's people. I think I seen the other day there was somebody that was strictly doing AI for a football program. That front office role is, I mean, it's NFL model like, and you see how many people have jobs in the NFL. I mean, it's kind of the opportunities are endless, but it's I love my job. I love being around football and being around the kids, and the impact you can have on the players is probably my favorite part of the job, especially in the recruiting side of it. You get to build those relationships and you see those kids grow throughout their career, and it kind of makes you feel like, I had a little something to do with how they turned out. But it's a wonderful opportunity, and I love it every day.
And let's transition back to this season, and part of that recruiting is the camps that you guys do. And coming up, you guys have a Mobile area camp, a Montgomery area camp, and a Birmingham area camp as well. Tell us a little bit more about each of those.
Yeah, so what Coach Dearman's made a big point of is recruiting our state. So last year, out of our 23 high school signees, we signed 18 that came to camp. But this next week, so on Tuesday, we have a camp at Lab Peoples Stadium in Mobile. I think last year we signed 3 players out of that camp, and then on Wednesday we'll turn around and have a camp at Wetumpka for our Montgomery camp. And there's also a women's flag football camp to start us off that day. So we did that in Birmingham. It was a good success, but camps are a crucial part of the evaluation process because anybody can put a 3-minute highlight together on Huddle, and it kind of, okay, he can, he's got the ability to make some plays, but when you get him out there, it's 120 degrees and coaches are yelling, and that's really where you see like the competitive aspect of it, and you kind of see, all right, this kid mentally has it. And so camps are huge for us. I mean, it's a huge part of our evaluation process, and that's really the case for every school. You want to get those guys, you want to be able to work with them in person and see, okay, I like what this guy does. I think he can fit into what we need. And, camps are huge, and, we need as many people there as we can. You have a real chance to be a UNA football player if you come to camp.
Yeah, and you got the kids camps too. You got 7-on-7. So many great camps that you guys run. I've really enjoyed the partnership with Abby Munson and the women's flag football team as they enter their first year in 2027. Really excited to see you guys all work together and to get the girls a chance to kind of join your camps as well. So that's been exciting to see. Let's transition back to UNA football as we get ready for week 0, August 29th. You talked about July 29th will be the first day of fall camp. We're slowly kind of getting the roster added as well with some of the freshmen getting ready to report, I believe, on the 22nd. So just talk about this roster a little bit, and just from your perspective, what kind of team can the UNA Lions fans expect to see on August 29th?
Yeah, I think this is our most athletic team and physically dominant team we will have in the 3 years I've been here. You look at our defensive line. I think a lot of people last year would have looked at our defensive line and said, it's not big enough, it's not strong enough, it's not fast enough. This year we addressed all those needs and then some. You look at our corners. If you watched us last year, our corners didn't play the ball well in there. I mean, there was a couple games where you're like, it's in there, you're like, oh gosh, here we go. But the guys we added in those rooms specifically are really good players. And then offensively, when you have your quarterback back, that's a big deal. And this is the first year that we've had a quarterback through the entire offseason. We're like, that's the guy. And Destin's, he's run with it. He's the leader of the team. He's getting more vocal. He's making plays more consistently than he has. And I think, with him and the guys we brought in on offense, especially the receiver group, I think it should be a really fun year. And the sky's the limit. We got some big games at home, and we're excited for those, and we got some big games on the road. But man, we have a really talented team, and they love each other, and I think it's going to be a really special year.
Well, last thing for me, Ben, walk us through these next few weeks leading up to that July 29th date for fall camp.
Yeah, so freshmen show up next Monday, so that's going to be fun. Our full-time coaches will be in Mobile and Montgomery, so we'll be relying on some of our support staff to get those freshmen moved in, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure I'll hear a lot about it. But the freshmen are getting here next week. We're excited about those guys. We got a couple guys I think that'll make an impact as a freshman, and then they will be off for 10 days, and they'll come back. I think it's July 6th is a Monday, and we'll be here until fall camp, and then once fall camp gets going, it's football season. But it's going to be a hectic next 2 months. The summers are always hectic, but we're ready to roll. We're excited about it.
Very exciting. July 29th fall camp, August 29th first game right here, and then obviously Bank Independence Stadium open September 19th. Well, Ben, this has been very insightful, and thank you so much for joining us today, giving us an inside look at UNA football, kind of talking through some of the things going on in Huntsville here today as we've gotten to do the show here. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely do this again.
For sure.
So as we kind of sign off, Grant, excited to be here in Huntsville today, and we'll be back here August 29th.
Yeah, it should be a fun atmosphere. Great to partner with the guys here in Huntsville as well. It should be a fun night come August.
once again, get those tickets, roarlines.com. You can go to the schedule page or to the ticket drop down. Also, it's in the comments as well. Thank you, Brandy G, for putting that down there in the comments. So go to that link, get your tickets. Also, get your season tickets for Bank Independence Stadium. Those are going fast as well, so be sure to visit roarlines.com. We're going to sign off here from Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, Alabama. We're going to send you back to Florence for some interviews. We're catching up with senior KJ Fields on the offensive side and junior Tango McCauley on the defensive side. So for Grant Wakefield, Ben Hamner, our two guests today from Huntsville, I'm Mike Ezekiel, signing off from Huntsville, sending it back to Florence here on the Roar Down. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Roar Down. I'm Mike Ezekiel, joined by Grant Wakefield. We're back here in Florence. We're going to talk to a couple players, and we're starting with linebacker, junior Tango McCauley. Tango, welcome to the Roar Down.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and let's just talk about your spring. You're entering your second year here. You finished up a spring. You're kind of one of the leaders on the defense and in the linebacker room. Going into your second year here, going into summer right now, how you feeling about everything and just your progression as a player?
Man, I'm feeling amazing about this upcoming season. I love having Coach Bowen coming in, and I love how Dearman could just sit and be a head coach. Because now we can start to see it, how he has more time being hands-on over the whole team is way better. It's like a whole different team.
Yeah, and let's talk about that briefly. You alluded to Clint Bowen, the new defensive coordinator. Talk about some of the changes without giving away too many secrets that you've seen on defense and what fans can expect when the fall comes.
I just feel like we're more prototypical. We got bigger guys up front, and the scheme that we use can fit the player.
Yeah, and Tango, let's talk about you for a second. You come from second season. You came from Northeastern Oklahoma A&M as a transfer. Kind of as you go into your second year, what's it been like? Kind of now being on this side of it, where you have newcomers coming in, you're kind of the leader of those newcomers. How's that been?
It's kind of been pretty normal to me because my whole life I've always been a captain, even when I was younger. So when I was in high school, I also transferred schools coming in, and I also had the right mindset when I was younger, transferring schools. I was a leader my first day there, every school I'd been to, so it's just a natural thing when it comes to me.
Now, let's go back to your roots from Oklahoma City. That's kind of where you played your high school ball. You had a teammate there that's now coming to UNA from Kansas State, Nigel Thomas. Talk about your relationship with him when you played in high school and how excited you are that he's coming to join you on the defense.
Man, Nigel was one of them guys that just got me to actually love football, and he was a great mentor and role model towards me because when I was younger, I liked football, but I didn't love football until I got to Dale City, and he showed me what it looked like to actually love football.
I love that. And then just speaking of your roots in Oklahoma City, that's where you grew up. That's where your dad is from as well. And your dad was a pretty prominent offensive lineman at Texas A&M back in the day. And you said that, your dad, you're very close. You have a great relationship, and he's kind of inspired your football career. Talk about your dad a little bit.
Man, my dad is awesome, man. If anybody ever knows me, I'm just like my pops. I'm just a younger version of my pops, and he always tells me what I needed to hear instead of what I wanted to hear. So, I feel like every decision I've always made in life was a logical decision. And that's just based from having my pops in my ear.
And Tango, we'll let you in on what we've done in kind of our office. We've been archiving games from last season and went back and watched. And one of those, you had a big hit in one of the games I was watching. Just had it played in the background, and I heard them saying Tango McCauley with a big hit. So I went and replayed it. But it kind of got me fired up for this season. What's the mentality of the team as we kind of go into summer, and how are we building to opening Bank Independence Stadium this fall?
Right now, I feel like the mindset is just attacking each day by each day, just focusing on the next day instead of getting down the line of the big picture, saying what we could do or thinking what we could do. Well, we can only control what we can control, and tomorrow is the next thing that we can control.
Yeah, and with tomorrow, and looking at the future, it's going to be a little different in the linebacker room. Obviously, you're coming back. You got a guy with you, Bishop Burkhalter, that we saw a lot as a true freshman. He really shined. Talk about the rest of the linebacker room and some names that fans could get excited about.
Man, Bishop is awesome. He was one of them younger guys, freshman. He got to play a little bit last year just because he was just more mature than a lot of other kids. And then we got Nolan coming into the room. He's coming from MTSU. That kid can play football. I'm telling you. Yeah, they're going to remember that name this season. And then we got Raylan Sims. He's a young freshman. He just moved from playing quarterback in high school to come play linebacker. Athletic kid. He's very twitchy. He's a learner, too. He's a sponge. And then we got another freshman coming in named Charles. He's going to be a sneaker. Y'all going to remember Charles.
I love that. We'll remember Charles as well. And Tango, last thing for me as we kind of wrap up this segment, Bank Independence Stadium. It's very close to being done. You walk by it just about every day and you see the progress. How excited are you to be the class that opens the new stadium?
Man, it's awesome, man, because when I first got here, nothing was here. Now since I've been here, it's stuff everywhere. Like I'm seeing new dorms being built. The stadium is awesome, man. I can walk to the facility, and then I just see the progress of the stadium being built each day. And then, like, in my head, I can see, like, how the story and the chapter is changing. I can visually see it.
Excuse me, and last thing for me, Tango, what is one message to Lion fans for this upcoming season?
I would say come out and support. We need you guys' support, and Roar Lions.
One thing I want to say about you, Tango, as you end with that Roar Lions, I've seen you a lot in the community.
Yes,
and obviously, that's something important to you, and I'll get you to kind of end with that. I know we've said we were going to end a few times, but I do have one more. So,
yes, sir.
You were at the Lion Athletic Club dinner and auction. I see you just visible everywhere. Just talk about what this community means to you and why it's so important.
Man, this community means a lot to me because I am 10 hours away from home. Oklahoma City is a pretty distance away. And as soon as I got here, there's been a lot of people that taken me under my wing and leading me in the right direction and just also being like another mentor. And there's a lot of boosters and there's a lot of coaches that's just been like a great father and mentor towards me, like as far as like things outside of football. So I just have a lot of respect for the city of Florence for taking in a kid that nobody knows anything about me, and they've been treating me like they know me my whole life.
Well, Tango, you've certainly been a big part of this community over the last 2 years. We're glad you're here. Thank you for joining the Roar Down today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And after this, we're going to go to KJ Fields. He's a fourth-year player in the program. We'll be right back here on the Roar Down. Welcome back, everybody. We're here in Florence getting ready to wrap up this week's episode of the Roar Down. I'm Mike Ezekiel, joined by Grant Wakefield, and we've got a fourth-year senior here, KJ Fields. I say fourth-year senior. It's first year being a senior, but it's your fourth year in the program. But wide receiver KJ Fields in the house. KJ, welcome to the Roar Down.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. And you wrapped up your spring. You're kind of gearing up here in the summer. Just talk about how things have been for you.
Man, everything's been good. We made some switches and within coaches, but I feel like we made a good switch into this program, and we're finna make a big change. And I like the direction we were finna go, especially the way we're attacking this summer and the way we attack this spring.
Well, and hearing you say that carries a lot of weight because you and Jaheim Ingram are two of the players that have been in this program from the beginning since 2023, and you've played every game in your career. You played 11 games as a true freshman, kind of took a bigger role as a sophomore, and in your junior year, you essentially became a starter, and now you are kind of the bona fide leader in the wide receiver room and probably for the offense as well. So just talk about how you've progressed in your career from that true freshman role to now being kind of a senior leader.
Man, I came in, so a lot of people don't know, I came in my first year, I walked on. So that was hard alone, but I got through that one. But I developed into this great player that y'all see me now. Like I've always been working. I always kept my head down, and this is y'all just seeing the roots of what I've been working, how I've been working behind the scenes and everything. So I'm just glad to be able to show off all my abilities and skills now and help this team be better and try to leave a bigger impact on the coaches and on my team and leave my footprint on a good note.
And KJ, you've been around for all 4 years, as we mentioned. How special has it been to kind of be the guy to welcome in those newcomers, those freshmen, those transfers that come in each and every year?
Man, it's been good. Like with guys like when I first came in, I was with TK, Takari Kennebrew, so and Dakota and all of them. Those my guys. So they really showed me the way how to like introduce new people onto the campus, and especially some people that's not really from here, coming to smaller areas. So you gotta be like you gotta take your arm like someone I got under my wing right now, Jay Perez, because he's a kid that came from Oklahoma State. So I got my arm around him right now and showing him the way and show him how to be a better player right now.
Yeah, the San Antonio native, Jaden Perez, he's one of the many that you'll see coming up on the What's Your Name, Where You're From segments, and we'll get to know him. And a lot of these other wide receivers that have kind of joined the room. And KJ, we'll talk about that room a little bit. We all know what Noah Gregg can do, what you guys kind of combined to do last year. I go back to that Illinois State game and where you had that game-tying touchdown. Noah had some big plays. But let's talk about the rest of this room. We've heard about Snap Reed and kind of what he's done, but who are some of these other guys that fans will get to know in the wide receiver room?
Snap Reed would be a good name that y'all would be knowing. Xavier Johnson would be a big name that y'all would know too. Very fast kid, very twitchy, and Rod Fletcher, Ethan Alberger. Y'all learn him. Y'all learn about him too. And some other guys. Caden Cooper still in the room. He's just finna do some moving around for us. And you got Rod Fletcher, you got so many guys. You got a kid that's really working that reminds me of me, and y'all gonna eventually learn about him. Is Jay Jowers. Jay Jowers comes to work every day. He comes to and put his head down and work like I meant. And I also mentioned Jay Perez and Brandon Oliver. Brandon Oliver is gonna be a good guy that y'all gonna eventually know, and he's gonna do. And then a lot of these kids gonna help us. Win a lot of games. So our receiver room is very loaded. We got some. There's no drop offs. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's no drop offs. There's no drop offs. Y'all gonna see me go out there and make a play. The next guy behind me is gonna come make the same play I can do. So.
Man, well, we need you as a personal hype guy for everybody because the way you just hyped up the wide receiver room gets me fired up, man. That is all great to hear. Excited for that. And you mentioned Caden Cooper. I guess that's the other guy that's been here since his true freshman year. He's played, and he'll be a senior as well. So very excited about that. And let's talk about your quarterback a little bit and the quarterback room. But Destin Wade coming back, he's been kind of the bona fide starter. Just talk about just his progression this spring and how excited you are to have him.
Man, D Wade is gonna be fun for y'all to see this year. D Wade has been putting in work. You know, y'all, he got injured last year, but he definitely like bounced back 100 times better. He's putting in some work. I can't talk about too much of what he got going on because I know he's working, but he's gonna make y'all stand up in chairs, man. He's gonna make y'all stand up, man. I promise.
And KJ, we kind of mentioned at the start, a new offensive staff for you, offensive coordinator with Coach Partridge. Without giving too much away, like we asked Tango, what's it like in a Travis Partridge offense?
Man, Coach Partridge. Only thing I'm gonna say, Coach Partridge gonna run that score up. He gonna run the score up. I can't tell y'all how. I ain't gonna tell y'all when. He gonna run the score up. That's all I gotta say about that. And Coach Ellis is gonna help lead the way with that too.
Yeah, Colby Ellis as the wide receivers coach. We had him on recently, and he had a lot of great things to say about the room and a lot of good philosophies that'll really fit what we're trying to do here as you guys try to get this thing going here in 2026 with the new stadium also. Let's talk about that briefly, and you get to walk by it every day.
Yeah.
Of course, you played in Brawley for those 3 years, but now a new stadium that you get to call your own that's kind of been the pinnacle project since you've been here. Just talk about how excited you are to open this new stadium.
Man, it's gonna be one-on-one. It's gonna be I'm excited about the stadium, about the new opportunity that we're finna get especially for students that's gonna be on campus. But one thing about it is that in that stadium we're gonna win for sure. One thing we're gonna do, we're gonna win. I can't tell you how. I'm gonna tell you I win, but we gonna win. We gonna win, and we gonna definitely give y'all money's worth. Can't talk about the past because we on to the future, 2026. So I can't talk about the past, but I know about this year though. I ain't got a feeling, but I know. Ain't no more feeling. I know.
And KJ, last thing from me, you've spent 4 years here in Florence. How special is this Florence community?
Man, Florence has been a big deal to me. It's the reason why I'm still around, the reason I'm still here. Definitely different from Huntsville, but like I love the community. I love how warming the community is, and Florence is just, I can shed a tear about Florence. So I don't want to talk about it too much. I hate for the crowd on camera, but I think Florence. I'm always gonna think Florence.
So we know you have ties to Mobile, just like a lot of the staff, Coach Dearman, a lot of the players, they all have ties to Mobile. But obviously you played your high school ball in Huntsville, Bob Jones, and you'll get to be back in Huntsville for one of our home games,
Yes,
right?
I will.
So yeah, you get 6 in Florence, but you get 1 in Huntsville as well. How special is that for you that you'll get to play in front of some of your family at Joe Davis Stadium?
Man, my family, they already got their tickets there. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good going back to the crib and playing in front of all my family. You know, a lot of people can't come out and see me play, but this is gonna be the 1 year they're gonna be able to attend this game, and this is gonna be. I'm very excited about that one because all my family gonna try to come out there. Even my family from Mobile gonna try to make that drive and try to be there at the game. But that game is gonna be a definite one y'all want to watch because I got to show out for my family.
And speaking of your family, let's end with this because we know that you're KJ Fields, which means you have a J in your name. Kelly Fields Jr., your dad, obviously a star at Alabama A&M, set a lot of records in the Huntsville area. How excited is he for this game that you get to play in Huntsville, and how often do y'all talk about your careers?
Man, one thing about it, I'm gonna start this statement. I'm better than my dad. I'm better than my dad. We get into it about it sometimes, but I'm better than him, and he knows it. He knows it every day. But talking about that, my dad has pushed me to the point I am at now. My dad is like developing me into the person I am. Hard conversations have been had. We've had plenty of hard conversations, but that's what dad's supposed to do. But my dad is like he's my best friend for sure, and like he definitely like paved the way and showed me how to work as hard as I do, especially as I developed into this person I am and this great player I see to this day. And yeah, so it's very exciting. I love that man to death.
Yeah, he's obviously been a big impact on your life. It's good to see you have that friendly competition and that you still have, your senior year to kind of to one up him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know he's excited about that too. So
he is.
Absolutely. Well, KJ, thanks for joining the show today. We appreciate you coming on the Roar Down.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, this has been the Roar Down here this week's episode. Filling in for Benjamin Ray this week. Hopefully he'll be back in the next couple weeks. But for Grant Wakefield, I'm Mike Ezekiel. Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Roar Down on Roar Lions Productions.